Hi guys, welcome to Scotty P and me. As you can see, Scott's not here right now. He's at home and I'm taking a well-deserved break. Happy New Year everybody. Welcome to 2019. We've got a lot planned for our channel, so I hope you stick with us and encourage your friends and family to also join us and subscribe. Today's video is going to be for us parents. I want to give some tips on how to cope with the holidays. Alright, so here we go. Okay, so yeah, I've been spending a lot of time on Facebook forums for the autism groups, reading a lot of parents' messages and concerns, and yeah, I just wanted to make a few notes, a few tips around some of those concerns. Look, you know, firstly, this is just my personal opinion, based on my years of teaching experience working with special needs children, plus having the experience of having my own child with autism, all combined with my training in autism and education. So, look guys, you know, being a parent is a hard road, and being a parent of a child with special needs it's even harder. So, the first thing I want you to realize is, you know, there's no handbook that comes with your child. Even, you know, any child, let alone a child with special needs. So, you know, we learn as we go, and, you know, you're going to make mistakes. Yeah, I think one of the biggest hurdles to come across for parents is acceptance of their child's diagnosis, I guess. Yeah, it is really, really hard to try and put away those societal views of your child must be doing this and your child must be doing that. And you learn very quickly when you have a child with special needs that that's not necessarily going to happen with your child. And you need to realize that, you know, your child is unique. So don't compare your child with another child. They're not necessarily going to meet those child development standards when they should. So yeah, don't expect them to. If they do, great, but you know, don't expect them to do that. I think, yeah, just acceptance in itself sometimes can be a hurdle. Sometimes one parent can be on a very different journey to the other parent. I know for fathers it can be a very hard road for them to accept their child having a label to start with, what that means. And yeah, I think as a parent there's a lot of guilt, a lot of blame. You blame yourself. You think, what did I do to make this happen? You know, if you're a mother, you think, oh gosh, you know, did I do something when I was pregnant? You think, is it genetic? You know, you just, yeah, you go through a hard journey, and you have to be kind to yourself and kind to your partner, and realize that you are on a different journey, and you're not always going to be in the same place. So have patience with each other, and yeah, if you do have a partner that's not willing to accept where your child's at, then you have to be the one that picks up the gauntlet and is that advocate for your child. Yeah, I think that's one thing I learned very, very quickly is, as a parent, you are your child's advocate. Whether your child is verbal or not, they can't always articulate their issues, and they need that person to stand up for them and say, look, this is what my child needs, this is what my child is entitled to, this is my child's rights. And you have to find that fight in you, because yeah, some things in the education system, the health system, can be a real fight to get for your child, and you just have to be that squeaky wheel to get what your child needs. And yeah, just always have that in mind, that you and your child deserve it, and they do have rights just like every other child. So find your voice for your child. I want you to remember to go easy on yourself. You know, things do go wrong, and like I said, you don't have the handbook to refer to, you know, when a meltdown happens, or when, you know, your child just loses it. It's really can be a hard place to know what the right thing is, and how to deal with that. Look, all you can do is deal with it the best you can at the time. With time, you'll find what works well and what works right for your child. You know, every child's different, so different things will have different consequences for different children. So, you know, some children just need their own space and time if they're having a meltdown. Some children need you to be there, you know, that firm pressure, that calming voice, the weighted blanket, whatever works for your child in that time, you need to give them. Another thing I've seen a lot of comments are asking, what do I do when my child has a meltdown? My partner wants to give them consequences. Okay, I cannot stress this enough, that when your child has a meltdown, they cannot control anything that they're doing. Their brain flips. I've got another video that talks about what happens with the brain in that meltdown situation, but I'll put the link up for you. But yeah, just please remember, they're not in control. They're not purposely or maliciously trying to hurt you or anything around them. They're not aware of what's going on. I've had a child bite me to the point that they're breaking my skin and I'm bleeding, and it wasn't until they calmed down and I showed them my hand, and this child looked at me with a puzzled look and said, I didn't do that. So they're just completely, you know, not aware of what's going on and not in control. So Please, my suggestion is please do not put any consequences in place, especially in that time. Yeah, if a child's in the midst of having a meltdown and you try and come in at it and say, right, well, I'll show you, you need to know and learn that this isn't okay, it's just going to add fuel to the fire. You can wait until your child is completely calm. I find with Scott, the best thing for him is to just give him his space, and you know, if he's not going to take that space himself, I'll say, okay, you're not being safe, I need to take you to a safe place, and he knows that that's his room, so I take him to his room, so he can't hurt anybody. I give him his space and I leave him, and then I let him know, look, I'll come back, I'll check on you, but you need some time to calm down. And I give him a minute, I go back and I see if he's ready to talk to me. He'll soon let me know if he's not. When he's really calm, like even the next day, I'll sit down with him and I'll say, hey, look, what went on for you? What caused that? How can I help again next time? And he can tell me very openly and honestly what caused it, and maybe some ideas around how to help him. So yeah, you the way to approach that is to try and give your child some strategies around coping with that. There's lots of tools online about the things that work for people having a meltdown. But if you're in doubt, please seek professional help. There's lots of agencies out there that do have the tools and resources that can educate your child on how to best cope when they're in that situation. Again, you may have to be the squeaky wheel in terms of getting that professional help for that child and pushing through the waiting lists, etc., but it's well worth it. I want you to remember to pick your battles, especially in the holidays. It can be one of the hardest times when, you know, you want to go out and you want to do things as a family. You want to go to the beach, you want to go to the park, you want to go to the pools. Oh, sorry, it's summer here in New Zealand. And your child doesn't necessarily want to do that. A lot of children, and again I'm speaking generally, but a lot of children, their home is their castle, their comfort space, and they get very anxious if they have to leave that. So taking them out of that comfort zone can create stress in itself. Now you have to choose yourself whether you want to push your child to do that. And I mean by push I don't mean outwardly force them, but you know, sort of try and encourage them to push that boundary of, you know, slowly going outside of their comfort zone and seeing that they can have fun in short, sharp bursts. I know with Scott, you know, he loves being at home, you know, in front of a screen if he could all day, and I just have to remind myself that, you know, that's his happy place. He is very happy being by himself. you know, it's not lost rubbish. He has learnt so much from the stuff that he watches. But I do choose to mix it up, and I put strategies in, or we put strategies in place so that he can learn that there's more to life than just technology, that he can learn to have fun, and he does have opportunities to socialize outside of being at home. So we do choose to go out and, you know, push him, and some days it's not easy to get him to do the simplest thing, to go and do things with us, but we do it because we know at the end of the day he does enjoy it, which he does. Okay, so I want you to remember, please do not listen to other people's comments. A lot of friends and family can be very judgmental. The amount of times I've heard that I mollycoddle my son, or I baby him. Some of the comments can be quite hurtful, and you just have to let it go. I really don't care what other people think of me. I have my son's best wishes at the bottom of my heart, and if that is perceived as babying him, then I really don't care, you know. I know what's best for my son, and I don't care if anybody disagrees with what I do, because I know him inside out. I know what works well for him, and what doesn't work. Yeah, just don't listen to the negative comments, the hurtful comments. You know, a lot of people out there are ignorant. They just have no clue, and you know, they need to be in our shoes 24/7, and when they've done that, then they can come to me and have a conversation around my parenting style. But until then, I'm sorry, but you haven't lived my life, so don't try judging it. Yeah, and the last thing I'll finish with is, you know, if just work with your child and their strengths and interests. Do things that you know they love doing, and do give them time to have alone time, because this is their time to just have that downtime. It's away from school. They can just, you know, recoup, recharge, and get ready for another year. And you know, you need your time too. So you know, take time for yourselves to recharge and recoup. Yeah, those are the main tips I've got for you today. Stay strong, everybody. We've still got a few weeks of the holidays left, so take it easy, take it one step at a time, and I wish you well. Bye.